Greetings everybody. My name is Enveri Sufi. I work in Institute for Organic Agriculture in Albania. My field of expertise is plant protection and organic agriculture. I am happy to communicate with you for organic agriculture. We will develop together some lessons. We will try to answer some normal questions that could be done from people that are not so familiar with organic agriculture. Such people are students, farmers, experts, policymakers, inputs provider, consumer, etc. Some of the questions that we heard often are: what is organic agriculture? What is the difference between organic agriculture and another agriculture systems? Has differences between the terms organic, bio, and ecological production? What are the advantages of organic agriculture? How many hectares are managed in organic way in Europe and all over the world? What are the agricultural practices according to the organic standard for main crops? For example, how we could produce bio grape, olive, apple, tomatoes, etc. This question we will try to answer during our lessons. If we speak for a period of last 100 years, in agriculture are used and continue to use some system of agriculture. The first perhaps is better to clarify what is an agriculture system. An agriculture system are the whole agriculture practices, including the inputs, equipments, technologies, scientific level, old tradition, etc. Each agriculture system has its history. Agriculture systems have changed from decade to decade, from country to country. The best agriculture systems are the systems that optimize economic benefit and minimize the negative impact to environment. In the practice are implementing some system as natural production. In this system, intervention of the people is very little or nothing. Production is very healthy, but quantity is small. Low external input agriculture, or so-called LEA. In this system are used conventional inputs, but only in small quantity. Products of such agriculture are healthy, with limited negative impact in environment, but production quantity is small. Conventional production system. This system used big quantity of inputs as plant protection products, as fertilizer, not always have good quality. This agriculture has as its objective high production and high incomes, but is focused not so much to environment and biodiversity protection. This system began after Second War, but during the period 1950 till 1960, this system dominated in many developed countries. At that time, are used so much inputs, new cultivars, more water for irrigation, more machinery, intensive production. In many cases, plant rotation was neglected, that means was avoided. This intensive agriculture at that time is called Green Revolution. From 1950 to 1960, especially in developed countries, the production is increased very much. The farmers' income are increased very much too. Parallel with increasing of production and improving of the market, on the other hand, during this period are registered many negative phenomena in human health, biodiversity, and environment in general. Could mention some negative phenomena at that time. Pollution of water, soil, and air was evident. Using of herbicide destroyed the biodiversity. Wild animals reduced their population. For fish and bee, survival became very difficult. Big number of active ingredients of pesticide and big number of treatments to insect pests and diseases brought some negative impact in destroying of beneficial insects and pollinators. Poor quality of pesticide increased the resistance of insect pests and diseases to pesticide. In order to reduce the population of insect pests, farmers are obliged to make supplementary chemical treatments. So the cost of plant protection was more and more expensive, and the cost on environment was higher and higher. Public health had many new problems too. In such conditions, step by step began to design the new agriculture strategy. This is called integrate. This system corrected many mistakes of conventional system, integrate production, improve agriculture practices. The work began with respect of plant rotation schemes. Planting for many years the same crop in the same parcel now is forbidden. Industry step by step improved the quality of plant protection products and fertilizer. Fertilization of the soil and the plants now is based in soil analysis. Prognosis and warning system in plant protection reduce unnecessary chemical treatments. Implementation of economic threshold concept in plant protection gave a big contribute in reduction of quantity of pesticide. Introduction of resistant cultivars to main diseases, insect pests and nematodes was a big step forward to integrate production system. Within the integrated production is developed integrated pest management system. Many reforms occurred at that time in scientific work, legislation, agrarian policy, farmer education, extension service, consumer education, etc. At that time, the integrated production became theme of the days. From the years 1970 until now, integrated production and integrated pest management has made a big progress. The development of integrated production system has improved very much food security system and environment quality. In development countries, majority of production in the food chain system has origin from integrated production system. Integrated production system and integrated pest management have given a good contribute in sustainable agriculture in all over the world. Integrated production today is objective for each country. This scheme that is prepared from European Initiative for Sustainable Development in Agriculture, we see the many elements in the farm as integrated with each other. We have begin with crop nutrition, crop health plus protection, animal health, landscape plus nature conservation, waste management, pollution control, climate change and plus air quality, organization and planning, human and social capital, energy efficiency, water use and protection. That means many elements are integrated with each other, and this kind of concept has created a possibility for an integrated system in the agriculture. The same concept we see in plant protection too, in integrated pest management concept. Integrated pest management concept see the trees, see the parcel as a whole agroecosystem. We take into account the fauna, the land, the flora, uh, insect pest, beneficial insect, indifferent insect, fungal diseases, clima, herbivorous insect, and of course training of farmers and experts in order to implement the integrated pest management concept. That means now in agriculture we don't see one insect or one plant separated with all the elements of the environment. The scientific people and farmers have learned so much from the forest. Why in the forest ecosystems has much more peace between the plants, animals, and another living organism in comparison with fields of production and agriculture? The conclusion is because in the forest all the living organisms respect the space of each other. And in agriculture, sometimes the people decide against the rules of environment. The intervention of the people sometimes are a big mistake and without scientific criterion. And in these cases, the people cause the conflict with agroecosystem. In these cases, where the people think only for himself, people have been in conflict with the nature. Who has lost? Of course, the people has lost at the end. Permaculture system. This system functions with specific principles. The main concept for permaculture is the managing of agriculture and environment in natural way. This kind of managing is not spontaneous, but according to the laws of nature and ecosystem. If the producer or advisor don't understand the nature, you are not be able to manage it in the right way. Permaculture asks to understand the condition of the garden, neighbors, and more wide. Permaculture asks to understand the climate elements as wind, rain, and behavior of animals, biodiversity, insect pests, and pollinators. Permaculture is interested to know what kind of plants prefer the certain zone. Permaculture has as a priority local cultivars too. Biodynamic is another system of agriculture. This system believes to some mythic concepts as calendar of the year, calculate the services in the field according to the position of the moon. The system has a concept. Don't create disturb to agroecosystem. Observe it with attention and try to understand the law of the nature. This system looks like as a simple job, but in reality need deep knowledge in managing of the nature. The system is much more sustainable than another systems, but need more working power, more scientific knowledge, more sacrifice because has low level of mechanization. Rudolf Steiner, 1924, was one of the first pioneers of this production system. This concept is a mix between philosophy and production. Parallel with integrated production, permaculture and biodynamic system is developed organic agriculture. After 1918, organic agriculture is transformed in separate system because many farmers, many associations were engaged in organic production. The market of organic production is increased from year to year. Today, inorganic production all over the world is managed 70 million of hectares, according to the data FIBL, Institute for Organic Agriculture in Switzerland, and from IFOAM Federation. The biggest organic surface in total agriculture production of each country are in Austria, Switzerland, Denmark, Liechtenstein, Spain, Argentina, Italy, etc. What is the definition for organic agriculture? There are some definitions for organic agriculture, but we can mention one simple one. Organic agriculture is a system that harmonizes the interest of producer, consumer, and environment in general. The main objective of organic agriculture is to bring together optimal economic benefit and to minimize the negative side effects of agriculture within agriculture itself, the outside agriculture. That means to minimize the negative impact to environment. For that reason, organic agriculture is called the agriculture of the future. Organic agriculture is faced with the problems and has avoided the conflicts. Organic agriculture takes care from erosion of the land, forest disaster, distribution of ozone layer, pollution of the sea, poisoning of the air, global warming, disappearance of the species. For all these actual problems, organic agriculture is very strong engaged. Conventional agriculture and conventional economy in general don't face with problems. For that, crash with them. Is crash with erosion of the land, forest disaster, destruction of ozone layer, pollution of the sea, poisoning of the air, global warming, and disappearance of the species. That means the conventional production and conventional economy in general has underestimated many such problems. Perhaps today we have so negative events in nature, in ecosystem and society too. The tendencies of development agriculture is from conventional production to integrate, from integrate to organic. This is the tendency all over the world. Now some picture from negative side effects of industrialization of economy. Of course, industrialization has created so beautiful things, but at the same time has created so bad things in nature, in society, environment in general. While heating has created a new disasters. Science has created the condition for massive fires in the forest all over the world. That picture we see everywhere. Something without criterion. Disaster. Disaster on the forest. Soil erosion has increased the poverty in the globe and has stimulated a massive immigration. Pollution of the sea and oceans is a big disaster events are increased from year to year. Climate change has stimulated the floods all over the world of environment from the waste. Bad food quality and passive lifestyle has created the obesity in the population. One of best person has limited responsibilities. Society, where he is grown and nourished, has its responsibility for his health too. This picture has the people from third age, happy and unhappy people. Perhaps is related with food quality and lifestyle too. Conventional products have more residue outside than inside. One visualization picture. But pollution on the surface, pollution content in the inside. If production is organic, no panic. It's clean outside, the clean inside, the content is more pure. Conventional agriculture achieves the goal but often damage the others. Organic agriculture achieves the goals but produce the nets to avoid the damage to the others. This is organic agriculture philosophy. Thank you very much for your attention. Vergeet ook naar bulletin dugut. Moet hij mijn bullen. Tashi di rush lasta di. Ani ibona sa kore yima ta tratfoni di hoye. Ibona papa to. Sam sova sa ti kore je.
Se se che poi sta opta.